Hello, my fellow people of the plant. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Cannabinoid Connect podcast, your favorite podcast that includes industry-facing conversations with the industry's leading experts that aim to educate and inform the public regarding the plant's endless benefits. My guest today is Delvin Breaux. He's a former NFL-CFL legend, cannabis advocate, and author. Delvin Breaux, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for making time for me and the audience today. Really excited to be talking to you, man. Your story is so inspiring. And I know that I'm going to get a lot out of it. I know the audience is as well. And so, I mean, Delvin, first off, thank you for making this happen. I know that, there's a big community and it's even growing with the cannabis community within Twitter. And so I've been seeing all the cool stuff that you've been talking about in regards to cannabis and your book, Unbreauxken, which is available on Amazon. But, we've been having these exchanges and we made it happen, man. So why don't we start off by you just telling us about your childhood, man, your upbringing, what it was like, what your mindset was, and then we'll kind of dive into the path that's outlined in your great book, Unbreauxken.
Oh man, indeed. Delvin Breaux here, born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. I was, I want to say when started up, starting off young, I was raised in the Abbeville project. Living with a lot of my siblings. It was cool because I can be around, just a lot of my siblings, man. But it was rough. It was tough. We stayed across the street from a graveyard, and I only can remember so much of it. But things I can remember vividly were just certain traumas that I was seeing going on around the house. And I thought it was normal. As a kid, we all thought it was just normal seeing, abuse and, hearing cussing and, just neglect and stuff like that. So us hearing that, we just thought it was normal. So, as a kid, building up to when I left out of the Abbeville project, I ended up just staying with my dad out in New Orleans East. We bounced around, but when I got to New Orleans East, that's when a lot of my trauma and things started happening. As far as the abuse or the tough love, as my dad would call it, any old parent, right? They would call it tough love. So that's where my trauma started. I tried to kill myself at 9 years old. It was right after.
Wow.
Man, a whooping, man. And
Did a lot of that come from his like pressure on athletics, or was it just he was just kind of a hard man in terms of discipline?
I want to say he was more like major pain. It was discipline. It was my way or the highway, or my way or this. What I say goes, and like he was tough. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. He was definitely tough, and you had to walk on eggshells around him, right? You couldn't really just be yourself. Like you had to. Well, at least for me, this is coming from my point of view, right? Like you had to just be yourself, man. Like in order for him to really, I want to say, like dive and work with you. Like I don't know, it's weird, man, because my brother and my other siblings who were in the house wasn't really getting the same treatment as I was. So it's just like, man, what's going on, right?
Like what am I doing,
man.
right? Like like
Right,
you're
like
kind of feels alienated in a way.
man, indeed. So like I said, I went in my dad closet one day, man. I was depressed, man. I was in a dark space as a little kid, man. I'm 9 years old, just in a dark space. I didn't know where to turn. I didn't know where to go. Like I looked in the mirror, and like right now I can see myself crying as that 9-year-old kid. I just looked in the mirror and it's like, why me? God, why me? Like what did I do so wrong? Like why am I getting this treatment and nobody else is getting this treatment? And and I went in my dad's closet, and he put the gun at the top of his closet, went up there, got it, and I held it in my hand. And it was heavy, man. It was heavy as hell. Like I didn't know, I didn't know, but I just knew I was contemplating on taking my life because I was tired of the pain, man. I was hurting.
Sure.
I was a little kid. I was hurt. So I heard a car. Somebody, I don't know if it's my dad or my mom, pulled up. I heard a car pull in the driveway, and I, man, hurry up, put the gun back, and I went back and got on my knees. That was my punishment. I was in the dark on my knees, man. Like it was crazy.
Wow. I mean, I can't imagine as a 9-year-old, like, because, as an adult facing depression or mental illness or whatever, that's so much. It's so overwhelming. And we're, as an adult, you're trying to get through that and figure out those struggles and whatnot and how to cope with it. But as a 9-year-old, I can't imagine, you, like you said, you didn't know where to turn. You didn't kind of know what to do next. And that you must have felt so isolated on an island. And
Right.
that made kind of maybe the most sense at the time. Like, this is an exit. Thank God that didn't happen. So the car driving by, was that kind of or what made you have second thoughts and just kind of get on your knees? Were you praying at that point? Like,
No. So I was punished already. I was in punishment, man. I had 2 hours on my knees, man, after I just got a whipping. Yeah, I want to say it was with a bat. My dad
wow.
beat me with a bat, and had 2 hours on my knees, and when everybody left the house, mind you, now it's pitch black, it's dark, nobody's home. I'm like, man, I'm not about to sit up here and be on my knees. I'm not about to that's crazy. This is torture, bro.
Right.
I felt so lost, lonely. I'm like, this is torture, bro.
Right. Yeah.
Like, no way. So I got up off my knee. I was like, man, I'm about to take my life. Like, that's how I was thinking. I'm like, I'm not about to do this no more. I'm not about to sit up and do this. And mind you, now, sometimes we don't just kneel on a carpet. He would have like a rice. He would put rice on a ceramic tile floor, and we would have to kneel on that, man. Like, it was
Wow.
torture.
It was abuse.
It wasn't
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, it wasn't fun. But to him, it's tough love. I did the best I can do. Like, man, you put fear in us. You made us this way, and I
Absolutely.
just thank God that I came out of it, and I didn't go through with it, because my life is awesome.
Well, not only did you come out of it, man, but you excelled. I mean, going back again to your book and just your overall story is incredible. Like, and let's just put the context in place for those listening, maybe those who don't follow, football or your story or that, or, things like that. So let's just start on October 27th, 2006, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Man, that's probably one of the most memorable moments in my life that I would never ever forget. It was a normal day, and waking up that morning, I just knew it was game time. I had the LSU scouts was going to be at the game. I knew, man, my brother was excited for me. Like, I committed to LSU that summer. Like, man, it was amazing. It was an amazing moment. We never beaten a Catholic school and over like 20 years. Like, my high school has never been, like, it was freaking crazy. So we had to make plays. I was like, I'm gonna make plays. I'm gonna be the one to, be the MVP. Like, that's
You're
just my
ready. Yeah.
mentality, right?
And
I'm
you
ready.
already had a successful high school career, right? I mean, this was your senior year,
Yes,
wasn't it? Yeah.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
man. I was doing well. And it was just dominant. And leading up until the injury, we was on kickoff. And right before the injury, my coach at halftime was like, "Man, somebody needs to make a play. Somebody needs to make a play." And I'm like, "That's gonna be me." Like, in my mind, I'm like, "Oh, it's gonna be me." Like, bro, I was so excited because I'm like, "This is the opportunity." I dreamed about it. I slept on it. I woke up this morning like, I'm gonna make a play. Coach just said that somebody has to make a play. I'm like, "Wow, it's perfect."
Yeah.
Coming out of halftime on kickoff, I'm on the left hand side. I had my best friend at the time was like, "I bet you're not gonna make this tackle." I was like, "Watch this, bet." Yeah, like, man, watch this. Man, I
hold
shot
my
out of there.
hold my Gatorade. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, like, come on, man. I said, "All right, bet." I shot out of there, man. And I want to say between the 15 and 20 yard line is, you know, man. Yeah, that's where everything. That's where the injury happened, man. I went in there. I dove in there. Like, I see Peyton Jason right now. I see him right now. I
Wow.
dove in and hit. Like, I see his knee lift up, and I just like shut my eyes, and like the crown of his knee like hit my face mask, and then just like jerked my neck back. And next thing you know, everything went dark. Everything was just dark. Like, man, everything was dark. I'm laying on the field like,
Like, what happened?
they did it
Yeah.
right. Like, I can't move or nothing. So I hear my teammates like, D-Bro, get up. Let's go. D-Bro, get up, man. We need you. And I'm like, I want to, but I can't get up. Like, I can't move. Like, I want to, but I can't move. But mind you, they're not hearing me. Like, it's just, it's my subconscious talking like, I can't move. I'm trying to get up, but then everything is just going away, bro. Like,
Wow.
it was crazy. Like, my words,
Wow.
everything was just like, it was drowning out. Like, everything was just drowning out. And bro, next thing you know, a bright white light just appeared. Just like, it was just a bright white light, man. something I really can't explain. Like it was just a white room. Like
Supernatural. Yeah.
yes, it was crazy. Like I'm looking around and like I don't see anything, bro. Like I don't see nothing. It's just all white. And
Are
I'm
you
like,
hearing
whoa,
anything either, or is it
nothing,
quiet?
nothing.
Nothing.
It's
Wow.
quiet. It's just like it's me in this white room. Just me in this white room, bro. I'm just in there, just looking around, and I don't see nothing, hear nothing. And then within a flash, like few seconds, I come out. Like my coach had a smelling salt, woke me up. He's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "All right, well, let's get up, let's move." Right. Next thing, I get up and walk. Look, I'm like, I get up and walk off. I get up first of
You
all, took
got
my
up
helmet off.
physically and walked. Okay, shit.
Yes, man. Yes, I physically got up, walked off the field, man. Took my helmet off and everything, bro.
And
Crazy.
for, I mean, spoiler alert for those. I mean, your neck was broken, right? Did you break your neck? Is that what happened, or was?
Well, yeah. So we didn't know, right? Nobody knew. I thought it was a stinger. You know, we all thought it was a stinger, but come to find out, it was my C4, C5, C6 vertebrae, man, that I broke, man. It was crazy. It's crazy, man. And the doc told me one wrong move. I had one bone chip leaning on the back of my artery, the main vessel to your brain. I had a bone chip leaning on that. He told me one wrong move, I would have been dead. But my thing is, listen, Kev, my thing is, I took my helmet off 3 times. 3 times.
Holy
How,
shit! And you're rubbing the back of that
back
helmet up.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
What you mean, Doc? If I'd have moved, I did it. I moved, took the helmet off 3 times. And what's up? They even had to take it off to get to the like. What's up? What you mean?
Whoa. So
God is real, man.
when you walked off the field, was there was talks about, like, because you thought you felt okay, right? I mean, you were just coming out
Yep.
of it. So were there talks about you? Did you go in again? You didn't go in another for
I
another
was
play.
about to. I was about to. So it was three
Thank
plays you
God
had
you
to sit
didn't.
out. I know
Yeah.
it's 3 plays you had to sit out in high school. 2 or 3 plays. When you get hurt, you got to sit out 2 or 3 plays just to make sure you're okay. But it was the second play. It was on the second play where I felt that excruciating pain. I was jumping up and down, ready to go back in, and I was like, something wrong. I felt a sharp pain, like a sharp pinch pain, and I immediately looked behind me and I saw my dad. You know, the crazy thing, I saw my dad. Went straight to my dad, and I told my dad what was going on. I said, I feel something sharp back here. So he immediately gave me some ibuprofen. Couldn't swallow the ibuprofen because I don't know if you can see it, but my disc slipped in my
Yeah.
esophagus.
Yeah.
And so man, it was crazy. So I'm on the sideline coughing up the pill, trying to cough it up. I just feel this like stabbing pain, like excruciating pain, just shoot up the back of my neck. Man, I told my dad immediately, get the ambulance and take me to the hospital.
Wow. Whoa. Okay, I'm processing all of this. So yeah, I mean, at that point, it's like, it's serious, right? You alert the ambulance. This is more than just kind of a bruise or a Charlie horse or whatever you'd get, right?
Yep.
And so you're rushed into the hospital. I'm sure at this point, or the doctor gives you the diagnosis. So what's going through your head as a senior in high school who has grown up with all the trauma that you endured with your dad? You worked hard to be in a position where you're a top recruit as a senior in high school, and then this injury. Like, what's going through your head?
All I wanted to know was how big the hit was, man. No, real stuff, man. Like I'm in the ambulance. Like I'm in the ambulance. The lady putting the IV inside me. Like and I'm just like, how big was the hit? Like, what was it? Game of the like hit of the week type of like. That's all I was worried about. I was worried about playing the next week.
Spoken like a true champion, and that goes back to your mindset, Delvin. That's just you're just a fighter, man. You persevere, and that's what I admire about you, man. That's pretty awesome. That you were
Man,
just
yes,
like,
indeed.
what, when do we go back in, coach? So
Yeah.
I mean, so I get the dust settled, right? I mean, did you stay overnight in the hospital? Like, what was the?
Just about a month, man.
Yeah.
I want to say I stood in all the way up. They released me or discharged me right before Thanksgiving, that November. So it was trying times, man. It was definitely rough. I have 2 bald spots on the side of my head now, but those are my warrior spots, man. I think they're awesome. I get taper fades on the side just so I can show them, man, because I want people, I want people to know that I'm not perfect.
Right.
Nobody's perfect, man. We all go through things. We all have a story. So, don't put nobody else down. Don't judge nobody, right? Because we all have something that's unique to us, and that's different than everybody else. So I show my bald spots, and it was because of the halo. They put this halo. Man, it sucked, man. Like it sucked. And it was like squeezing my brain. Like it felt like my head was gonna explode because they had to stabilize my head for, so I won't move anything with my neck and
Right.
my body, man. So I was in that for about 5 days, maybe 4 or 5 days. And it just sucked, man. But you know what? I'm not even gonna make this an emotional thing. It was a great feeling too, because I had people that came and showed love too, man. I had a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people that came and showed love. And they brought me a PSP. So shout out to the Miss Allen and the cheerleading squad. I had people come through. It was also a good time. They helped me get through that time. So
That's good. Yeah, you definitely need your support group to uplift you, right? And be there as your support system. And it's good that you had that. I'm not surprised either. I mean, you're personable, you're likable, and a good guy, So um let's fast forward a little bit. So you had that time to recover. You had you were signed, as you said, by LSU at that point, or were they looking heavily at you to recruit at that point?
I was verbal. I had a verbal commit.
Verbal commitment.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So they honored that, right? I mean, you
Yep.
went to LSU on scholarship, and once again the mindset, that mental fortitude comes in, right? And you're like, I'm ready to play, I'm ready to go. And what do the doctors tell you?
Nothing, man. All of them, all of them sounded the same. It's like they all went to the same meeting and told me exactly the same thing, right? Each doctor said the exact same thing. We're not going to clear you. We're not going to take the chance. It's a liability. Anything can happen to you. We don't even want you walking around a facility. Like it was all a bunch of bullshit. Like I
Right.
just didn't really. It wasn't sitting well with me because all I wanted to do was play football for LSU. Like, come
Right.
on, man.
Right. And it didn't
So
seem like they gave you a fair shake, like you're saying, because they all kind of came in with the same narrative, like the same, determination of, no, we're not going to clear you.
exactly, like and it kind of, I was just like, all right. So I went into my depression stage again. I can't play football for LSU now. I don't want to go to school. I don't care for school. So I started drinking, a lot heavy. I didn't never drink until college. So I started drinking a lot heavy, man. Like 2 weeks straight at times. I was taking pills. I tried to kill myself get twice in college, man. I tried to OD on pills one year in 2009, and then 2010 I tried to hang myself. Just due to depression again. A lot of the trauma coming back. I'm having PTSD, nightmares, anxiety. Like it was just all crashing on me. And I was like, man, I feel like that 9-year-old kid again. Just looking in that mirror, like, why me? Why me? So then I met my ex-wife now. She helped me find that light again. She was like, man, look, you got to. It's like God placed her in my life at that time, right? Like,
Hmm.
man, it was crazy. It was impeccable timing. She helped me get out the funk, and yeah, man, it was awesome.
It goes back to that support system, man, having good
Yeah.
people around you, right? And,
Yes, sir.
we talk a lot, especially online within Twitter, about, the comparisons between cannabis and alcohol abuse, right? And there's so much stigma around cannabis that people just kind of see it for where it's listed within the federal government, which is a Schedule 1 narcotic, which it doesn't even it even fall into that category if you really look at it. But um, did you find that cannabis maybe helped in during that really dark, depressing time that you were in at LSU? Or when did you kind of come to find that cannabis or even CBD was something that was helpful from anxiety, or PTSD or even recovery state?
Man, I wish. I wish. I'm just 3 years into the game, into the cannabis game, and now that I've know so much information about it, I wish, man, I wish I had known that during those times in college, especially, to know what and how the plant operates, right? Like, man, I wish, bro. Like,
Right.
I don't know how much I can tell people. Like, I have a smile on my face. I just want y'all to know that the cannabis is awesome, man. It's CBD is awesome. I love it. THC is awesome. Just depending on how you use it.
Right.
It's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No doubt about it. And I want to get your thoughts more on the plan and kind of what you're how you go about consumption and whatnot. But let's put that on the back burner. Let's continue on this storyline, right? So
Yeah.
LSU, your now ex-wife, but she was placed there at that time to really uplift you and help you out of that funk and that dark state and time in your life, right? So,
Indeed.
but you found your way back to the field, man. You persevered.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, what happened after college, and I think that was after, right at that point, was your entrance into the what was it, Louisiana Bayou Vipers, the semi-pro league?
Yeah, but I want to say something first too, man, because
Go ahead.
I
Yeah.
did have an opportunity where I'm not perfect, yo. I'm not perfect, so don't laugh at me.
No
So,
one's perfect. No
so,
one's perfect.
so after the whole college ordeal, we ended up moving. Me and my girlfriend at the time, we ended up moving to New Orleans, right? We moved back home and got a job, right? I went applied at Subway. Man, it's crazy. Bro, I only worked at Subway for 2 weeks before they fired me, bro. Like, look, it's crazy. Like, look, I imagine that I've never been working the restaurant business industry until then. And
Right.
no, I couldn't make sandwiches. I suck at making sandwiches.
There's an art to it too.
Exactly. Look, they had a whole line outside the door. Wait, they're like, Delvin, come on, you have to. I'm like,
you're sweating bullets.
I'm sweating the meatball sauce and running. I'm like, all these people about to fire me. Look,
Bro, you can play professional level football, but sandwich making with a long line, I know.
No, man. Look, the funny thing is, 2 weeks after how I found out I got fired, I went and looked at my schedule and I told my girl, I said, hey, I don't, what's wrong with my schedule? I don't see no times up there. She said, you got fired. She said, you got fired. That means you got fired. You have no more hours. I said, wow, man. Subway fired me.
You're off the bench.
Oh, man, it's crazy.
Some people can't hack it, bro. Some people can't.
It's crazy, bro. So yeah, man. So after that journey, I ended up getting picked up. Well, I got cleared, medically cleared and everything. That was a tremendous moment for me.
Absolutely,
just to get cleared again after so many years of not playing, right? I had doubts that, football probably wasn't going to be for me, man, just because it wasn't happening on my timing. So I just want to thank my brother Pee Wee for just allowing me to continue to keep working, and my brother Kid as well. But yeah, I went and got signed by the Louisiana Bayou Vipers in Hammond 6 years after I broken my neck, man. And, it was an honor. It definitely was. It was a mission for me. It was a seek and destroy mission. I got put behind time. I didn't ever even play college, so the guys already have a step ahead of me. So I just been training and stuff.
I wanna pick apart that moment, right? Because there's various wins that humans can celebrate, right? Whether it's financial, relationship, your career, but a milestone like this where I guess it's kind of like all those different things. You set a goal, right? You work super hard at that goal to reach it. You're super hyper focused. There's nothing else that really matters. You're going to achieve it. And then you do, that moment where you're actually playing, like that had to have just felt so good and so rewarding internally.
Man, indeed. It definitely was. I didn't know how to celebrate. Right? I didn't know what man, I'm back playing football again. Man, they told me I couldn't play no more. Right? LSU doctors really shunned my opportunities. Right? That they really shunned me mentally. Like, all right, football is done. I'm like, dang. But when I finally got that letter of no restrictions, you're clear, and I'm like, wait, this is not real. So it definitely internally felt amazing because it was my turn to show people that anything is possible.
Right.
Anything is possible.
If you had a pie chart and if you were to slice it up into different categories of attributes that one needs to have to accomplish something like that, how much would you weigh on the mental fortitude, mental strength aspect of that pie?
90% of the pie. I want to say 3/4 of the pie at least. It's definitely, you have to have that mental strength. You can't be weak when you have a journey, when you're on a journey. You have to have that mental toughness. Yeah, you can take a break. Everybody take a break. It's okay to take a break mentally because it does get exhausting. But when you're on a journey and you have that purpose and it's your time to fulfill it, you better fulfill it. and you better do it with the purpose of intent to make an impact on the world, not just, yourself, or not just, one other person. Do it for the world. Allow other people to feel your energy, and that's what I'm doing. So I think it's dope.
That's beautifully said, man. Yeah. Like I said,
Indeed.
big inspiration. And so you had that moment, and then it was kind of like the cherry on top once you entered the NFL, right? With
Man,
the New Orleans Saints. So I mean, walk us
yeah.
through that feeling and that, that season where you played and just what it was like to be with the big dogs.
Man, you know what? Playing in arena and coming from the CFL prepared me for those moments. It kind of reminded me of a thing about college. Think this: my freshman year was playing semi-pro football. My sophomore year was playing arena football. My junior year was playing in Canada.
Right. Right.
My senior year, now it's time for me to graduate and go to the big league. So now being in that, I felt like I belonged there. First of all, I I didn't even think I was going to get that far. Right. I didn't know. I did not know. I knew the journey was taking me that way, but I didn't know it was going to, eventually take me all the way back home, a full 360 back home.
Wow.
But it was amazing, man. Playing that season, I had to adjust in the beginning, right? I had to adjust to the rules. The CFL rules and the NFL rules were different. So I had to adjust. But I made those adjustments early on in my season, and I kind of said, man, I'm humble. I'm humble, man. I kind of started doing my thing, man. I started doing my thing. I got more comfortable and relaxed playing the game.
Yep.
Understanding how guys are running routes, understanding how guys are playing, understanding how the calls are being made. Understanding how the refs are calling the game. That's big. All my aspiring athletes, make sure you guys get cool with the refs, man. Ask them how they doing. Ask them what they ate for breakfast, man. I promise you, man. Ask them how their family doing, because it's definitely they play a huge part in your success. So
it's like bringing the apple to your teacher, when you're in elementary school
yeah,
or
it's
something. Like,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, look, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with making friends, especially if they're refs. Yeah, no doubt about
Indeed.
it. So then you ran into more injuries, right? I think, what was it, your second season with the Saints, or
Yeah.
or was it, when did that happen?
So my second season with the Saints, 2016, I ended up breaking my leg against Oakland Raiders. It was 2016. I broke my leg against Oakland Raiders, and it was crazy, man. It was a crazy time during that time, because I actually played 4 or 5 plays on a broken leg, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just the adrenaline and just like that mindset when, going back to that horrible day, but it's like, put me out there, I'm ready, like let's go,
No, no,
no.
man. It was no, man. It was more so of it was pressure. It was pressure from the head coach.
Oh shit.
It was something like, I felt the initial hit. It was a guy, Tyron Jones. I felt the initial hit, and I'm like, something wrong with me, right? Now getting to the sideline, and I told my defensive coordinator, I was like, look, man, something wrong with my leg. I'm gonna talk to the trainer. I'm sitting on the side trying to get back right. I took 2 Toradol before the game. Toradol looked like some strong Tylenol, a strong Advil, to where you don't feel pain. You don't feel nothing, but I felt pain through the Toradol. So I'm like, something is definitely wrong.
Right.
So they made me take 2 more. Like, I took 2 more, but so total, I've had 4 total Toradol in my system, trying to get back out there and play.
So
Mind you,
you're
I'm
numb.
limping on the
You're not
sideline.
feeling shit then at that point, right? I mean,
No, I'm still feeling the pain in my leg. That's the crazy thing. I knew,
damn.
so but that lets me know something was wrong.
Right,
If I'm
right.
still feeling pain with 4 total, so I'm on the sideline riding a bike, trying to get back in. I'm running on the sideline, and a fan. I remember a fan like, "Hey, Delvin, we need you. Come on, man!" And I look back, and I'm like, I'm trying, and I'm trying. And the head coach, Brandon Cook, scores a touchdown, 98-yard touchdown, left hand side of the field. Cooks, the head coach, come over. Hey, come on, are you gonna quit on your team? Are you just gonna quit on your team? I'm like, quit on my team, man. I said, man, I'm hurting. Something wrong with me, man.
Right. Listen
He
to what
like,
I'm saying.
bro, like, no, come on, like like, come on. Like, he gave me the little, like, come on. I'm like, bro, man, I give
What an
up.
ignorant thing for him to say, if especially if he knew your story. He had to have known your background and like how you've gotten to this point. Like, what a stupid thing to say. Giving
Man,
up. What
that's
are you
what I
talking about?
thought. That's what
Yeah.
I thought. A guy, I broke my neck, for God's sake, to come back and play this game. You think I'm gonna sit on the sideline and tell you I'm bullshitting? Come on,
Right.
man.
Yeah.
Know your players, but that lets me know that you don't know your players like that. You're not a player's coach, right?
Right.
You're not a
Right.
player's coach.
Right.
And during that moment, I'm like, man, I know something wrong with me. The pressure, the coach want me out there. What to do? Like, bro, I'm gonna just go out there limping. I'm gonna go. He wants me out there. I'm gonna go out there. I went back out there, bro.
Shit.
4 plays. I'm limping. I'm out there, bro. Limping. Missed the tackle. I said, you know what? I'm hurt. I'm done. I'm hurt. I can't go no more. So I sit on the ground. Come to find out, went underneath the stadium or whatever. They're gonna done an X-ray on my leg. Come to find out, the man said, your leg was broken, son. Like, wait, what? I said, I knew something was wrong with me, man. And the man all in my face, dog. He telling me, you gonna quit on you. I ain't quitting on my team like that.
Right.
You don't even know your
What did he
player.
say after that? Did he have anything to say?
That man never came talk to me.
Of course
That
not.
head coach never, that head coach never came talk. He never apologized. That man never told me
It's because he's
man.
never wrong. He's never wrong, right? Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that from that moment on, that's when me and the head coach was we started getting, the dirty looks. He look at it, like it just started. You just knowing it's going sour. It's starting to turn, right? Things are starting to turn different.
It's time to either to think about your next move, right? Like it's not a good environment. Yeah.
You already thinking that, and then come in 2017, I get healthy. Oh man, I'm killing OTAs, mini camp. Oh, bro, I'm dominant. I'm like, I'm back. Look, the coach is excited, Coach Payton excited, like everybody's excited. Like, man, he's back. We got Delvin Breaux back. I'm like, thank you, because I got healthy, y'all. I got time to heal up, get my body right. So then the third day of training camp, I ended up taking another blow to my fibula. 2017, took another blow, and yes, it sucks, bro. It sucks, man. It sucks. So I ended up going to the trainers or whatever after. I even signed all the autographs, bro. I knew something was wrong with my leg. I stood back to sign autographs because I knew I was gonna be out. I knew something was wrong with my leg.
Right.
So I did the deed or whatever, and I go up in there. I tell the trainer, I said, something wrong with my leg, and y'all got it. So we went done the MRI, CT scan, one of the little tests. Come to find out, it was like it's just a bone contusion. I'm like, a bone contusion. I'm like, man, a bone contusion don't feel like this. I know what a bone contusion feel like. Plus, I'll be back in practice in 2 days or a day, right? Put some ice on that thing, heat it up, whatever. We'll rush it out, whatever. It's a bruise.
Yeah.
The bruise not going away, the pain not going away. Something else is wrong. So they're not telling me. Mind you, now they're still telling me for a week and a half. It's just a bone bruise, bone contusion, and I'm getting the head coach. Like he coming down the first couple of days. So when's he gonna be out there? When's he gonna be out there? Like I'm like, like I got a name. Like who is he?
I'm here.
Like,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Is that bad?
Jesus,
like,
yeah.
Is that bad, bro? Man, he come down. When's he gonna be out there? When's he gonna be ready? And mind you, this is a couple of days after my therapy sessions or whatever. Mind you, now the bone contusion, as they claiming, it's not healing up. It's still painful, bro. So they was like, oh man, we're gonna bring him out there today, and we're gonna let him do some drills, see how he feel. And the coach, Coach Payton, I don't want to see his face out there. Make him go in a bubble. Go put him in a bubble. Make sure he go train and work out in the bubble. I don't want to see his face out there on the field. And I'm sitting up there like, whoa, bro, that's like what?
Damn, that's
like,
disrespectful.
What's going on, bro? And then my teammates, right after, like, bro, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? I'm like, what you mean? What's wrong with you? Would y'all be fucking all right if the coach keep coming and hounding y'all 24/7, knowing something is wrong with you? Something is wrong with you, but the coach keep coming hounding you, bro. Like, what you gonna do? Like, how would you feel?
Right. Yeah. You feel pressure. You don't even feel like you have time to even heal or recover. Right.
Yeah. Exactly. Bro, every single day. Oh, when he gonna get out there? Hey, but come on, it's just a bone contusion, bro. You don't want to practice? Like, it was so much nagging just coming at it. I hated going to work. I hated going, bro.
Yeah.
I hated going because it was like, I know this man about to tell me something, and I'm limping, for God's sake. You don't see me limping?
Right.
So after a week and a half, bro, of pressure, I got to practice. So I went out there and I'm out there practicing on a broken leg, dude. I'm out there practicing on a broken leg.
Why did they diagnose you that way? Were they that off? That's ridiculous.
They were off, apparently.
How did you find out it was broken? Did you go to another doctor for a second set of eyes or what?
So after that practice, I couldn't play, bro. My whole leg just gave out. My whole leg, bro. I felt, bro, it was bad.
Yeah.
My whole leg. I threw my helmet down. I said, fuck this shit. Excuse me. I said, F this.
You're
stuff,
good.
man.
Yeah.
F this. went inside the training room. I say, man, I need another I need another x-ray. Something wrong with my leg. Something is wrong. I went in that heated because I'm telling you, if y'all telling me my leg is a bone contusion and this don't feel like no bone contusion.
Right.
So they went and got another x-ray. I went and got another scan. The same thing. Mind you now, bro, I see from the x-ray, I can see where a mark is. I can see a little line. I'm not no damn doctor, bro. I'm not no doctor, but I can see, you can clearly see where a mark on the screen can show, okay, this is where a fracture, something is broke, something is wrong here.
There's a line that looks like a crack, right? Like in the bone or whatever. Like it's not smooth. There's something that's there.
It was frustrating, bro. You clearly see it.
That is so weird, man. That's so weird. And they doubled down on it. That's what's even stranger.
They doubled down on it. And after that, you know, me and the head coach started having meetings and behind in the offices, right? Like we were staying at on airline at the Hilton Hotel on down here in New Orleans at the Hilton Hotel or whatever for doing training camp that year. And every meeting, dog, I'm in there with my coaches. Hey, Coach Payton wants to see. Hey, the head coach wants to see. Hey, I'm like, bro, for what now? What's wrong now? I'm hurting. What now? So I go up in there, and it's every day he's showing me, bro. When you coming out there? My doc, I believe in my doctors. My doctors are the best doctors in the world. Like they're the best. I believe in them. Like what's going on, man? You just don't want to practice. Like I don't think you want to be here. I'm like, wait, whoa, Coach, what you talking? I say, man, I'm hurting. Like something is really wrong with me. Y'all telling me it's a bone contusion. Come on, what's up? You know what? He's like, you know what? I'm gonna trade you to Dallas. I'm gonna trade you to Dallas. Like, you know, I'm gonna call Jerry Jones. I'm gonna trade you to Dallas. And I say, okay, coach, with Dallas. Look, Dallas is beautiful too. I'll go to Dallas and be an all-pro over there. Like it was crazy at this point because I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
Right.
It still reminded me back as that little kid. What am I doing wrong, bro?
Right.
What am I doing so wrong, dog?
You know, I can see your frustration, and I totally get it because, like you said, you of all of what you've been through and whatnot, to right now say I'm faking or I'm just kind of milking this bruise. It's like I cannot believe that he wasn't more open to those discussions, but. I think I've seen you on Twitter and talking about this new series that's out, The Dark Side of Football, right? And so is there a lot of, I mean, like, I haven't watched it yet. So does it talk specifically about just concussions, or does it talk about other stories like this where, your actual like feedback as to how you're feeling when it comes to your health isn't being heard? Like, is that just normal in the NFL? Or, I mean,
yeah, just me being in there now and going through what I've gone through. And I'm not going to speak on everybody, right? Because it happened to me. A lot of guys don't get this treatment,
sure,
right? So it happened to me, and it sucked, man. It's like you said. I'm gonna revert back to being a player's coach. Understand your players. Your players are what make your team go. What makes the engine go. If they're
100%.
not healthy, if their motor is not running, you feel me? If you ain't got the right oil change or whatever in your, it ain't gonna run. It ain't gonna work right.
Right.
But when you out there rushing guys, you're trying to get guys. You got the. It takes time, man. Time heals all wounds, and if you ain't letting time heal, and I understand the enemy, we ain't got all day. It's a money business. We got this. We got more guys coming in. But forget all that. What about my health, man?
Right.
I'm playing a game. We're going to get hurt. That's part of it. You're going to get hurt. But what about my health, though, man? I have to. If you cut me and put me out in society, with mental problems and depression, I'm leaving the game. I'm messed up. Y'all not even caring about me outside of that. So. Dark Side of the Ring talks about all that, right? It talks about, not just the concussion, it talks more about guys' health, how they make you play through injuries, how they make you shoot you up. Man, they had one guy, we're talking about how he played 100% of the times in pain and injured. So it's like, they don't care. It's a game. It's a business, It's crazy,
yeah. And a lot of the criticism that I've seen, right, especially from that movie, I forget what it was called, that with Will Smith was in that.
Concussion.
Concussions. I didn't realize that was the name of it. But with all that media and all this different news coming out about it, it seems like the criticism comes from what you're saying in terms of like in the moment, the health isn't really a factor or isn't being considered, but all the lifelong ailments that come after participating in the sport and going through all that, that's where like there's little to no even help, right? Like at this point, I think that they're forced to be making an effort at this point, but I think there's still a long ways to go to make sure that those veterans of the sport are being taken care of. you know?
Man, it sucks right now, I'm going through my process right now, with the disability. And I'm one of those statistics, one of those guys that got denied, when I know I have issues and things going on with me. And it's like you have to fight. You have to fight every day, man. It's like we have to continue to keep fighting, man. When you believe in yourself, man, and you know you deserve the best, you're going to fight. You're going to put up, a fighting chance for yourself because you believe in yourself. You know what's wrong with you. You know your mind. You know your body better than anybody, any doctor, anybody that can tell, any psychiatrist, anybody, man. So you just got to believe in yourself, man, and that's where we all win, right? We win in the end when you believe in yourself and give it to God.
Mm-hmm. And that's a good segue when you talk about like, believing in yourself, believing in doing what's right for you and what's best for your health. And let's bring back the conversation of your relationship with cannabis, right? You said that it's been the past 3 years, and I would imagine because cannabis cannabinoid therapeutics isn't really heavily talked about within the healthcare community. It's becoming more so within athletics, but like, how have you seen cannabis help you deal with some of these ailments after participating in professional sports in the NFL?
Man, I love it. Oh, I love cannabis, man. I love it. Man, I would have I wish I'd have known more. I wish I'd known more history behind the plant before I just sat up there and took the stigma from a lot of people, right? Oh, it's bad. It's like, come on, let me find out for myself, right?
Right.
So
Right.
3 years ago is when I finally got heavily involved playing in Canada. Canada is legal and everything. And a couple of my teammates were like, man, no, I would like, well, my teammates smoke. Like that's all they were doing. And every time you walk in the locker room, you just smell it. Like, I'm like, bro, y'all know we got practice, right? Like, that's bad for you. Like, them boy looking at me crazy, like, bro, you crazy. Like, what you talking about, bro? Like, this good for you. I'm like, y'all about to go to practice, be tired. Y'all about to be crazy. They're like, all right, bet. And mind you, these guys are ballers.
Right.
So I'm sitting up here like, well, how are they smoking it? They're like, bro, after the game, we're gonna come to your house and we're gonna get you on. We're gonna put you on some candles. So like, all right, bet. Look, I'm like, all right, cool, all right, cool. I said, look, don't have me going crazy, like paranoid. Like I just want to try something for recovery because my body, my chronic degenerative arthritis is finally starting to kick in. It's kicking my ass, man.
Yeah.
And they was like, all right, we're gonna get you something. So they gave me some indica. It was an indica strain.
Oh man.
Bro. Oh man, I took 2 or 3 puffs, right?
Gone.
Look, gone. First time ever
Gone.
hitting it, coughing like crazy. I said, bro, you supposed to cough like that? Like, oh, that means it's working. I'm like, what? You got to cough like that? So within, I want to say, bro, I slept. That was my first time ever sleeping for like 9 to 10 hours, bro. I slept. That was the best sleep I've ever gotten in my life. That first time.
Right.
And
right. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
I woke up the next morning. I told my coach, I said, coach, like they were looking at me, I said, coach, I said, hey, I'm ready to play again. I'm ready to play another game. They said, wait, what? I said, coach, man, whatever I smoked yesterday, coach. They said, bro, you smoking constant. Yeah, they said, oh crap. Like they started laughing, like, man, bro,
it's like you discovered fire.
Yes. Like I was like, what? And look, and then at that point I started doing research. I was like, you know what? I really want to get down to the nitty-gritty of what this plant entails. I want to know about it. So I started learning CBD, CBG, CBN, CBAs. I'm sitting up here like, oh, wait,
Like,
this stuff, this supposed to be legal. Like, why people in jail for? Oh, what the?
we've been lied to this whole time.
Yes, bro. I'm like, bro, they bamboozled us, bro. I'm like, what? Come on, man. So when I started learning, I was like, okay, I want to get more. I started trying more strains and then started researching that this helped for this helped for depression, this helped for PTSD, this helped for anxiety, this helped for cancer, this helped for whatever, cancer patients, it helped for medical, whatever. And I'm just like, but why is it illegal? What?
Right.
Like, I just never got like, what?
Yeah.
It's
and
crazy,
then
man.
when you start to, like you're saying, understand what the different cannabinoids do and how they can help with certain things, you start to scratch your head and go, oh, the pharmaceutical industry is huge.
Indeed.
And, so like
Yes.
you kind of start putting the pieces together like, oh, okay,
Yes.
prohibition makes sense because it's a threat to industry in a lot of ways. I mean,
Yes.
outside of just the medicinal and therapeutic value, think about like what you can make from material, like from material goods with hemp, you know,
Yes. Yes. What? It's
like
crazy, bro.
mind blown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, but you did your due diligence, man. Like I'll be honest, I've been smoking for like 15 years now, and I started
Okay.
right after my athletic career. I was a wrestler formerly. I wrestled 1 year of college, but there's something I
Okay.
think to combat and like real, you know, uh, contact sports like football, wrestling, MMA, like THC really to me is like a just it just mellows me out. It really takes off the edge, it takes off the anxiety somewhat,
Yeah.
and I've always found that. But to my point of like you doing your due diligence, I've only as of recent started to learn about the science, the history when it comes to
Amazing.
prohibition. And once you start to pull back those layers, it's there's so
Mind
much
blown,
still,
bro.
and we're
Yes.
learning still every day.
Yes, that was right. It's never enough learning, man. Like I always be about 3, 4 in the morning sometimes, and I always find myself watching those seminars. Right, I would go type up cannabis seminars, just learning from different people, getting views from different people. Right, just so
Yeah,
I can tie it all into mine because I want to be an operator one day. I want to own my own Brochure Cookies Inc. Right, corporation. I want to have my own, and I want to be able
nice.
to, when I do it, I want to be able to go in ready. I want to go in knowing, okay, this is the steps I need to take. This is how this can be this. This is, where this can go. So and I'm getting an early step in the game by talking to companies now, man, trying different products, right? I'm traveling, trying different strains, trying different CBD strains. So it's and I'm not only doing that for me, but I'm educating, my community. A lot of people in my community who don't like it, the African American community, the black community, it's a stigma, right? They
Right.
don't know, like,
Well, they've
so
been
I want to be
targeted.
that.
Black people and brown people have been targeted by this plant for so long due to
Yeah,
prohibition, where that makes sense,
fear, man, fear,
Yeah.
fear, and I want to be, me. I'm not a bad person, man. I'm a God fearing man. I love God, and that's He is my life. That's my relationship. Me and Him, and this plant was is on earth. You grow it, it's something you grow, like you grow fruit, you grow vegetables, you grow it. So I think it's something that should be here, and I need my community to understand it. The black and brown community understand that it's not bad for you. It's good, it's healthy, it has great benefits. All the pain and stuff and the chronic pain you're feeling using the icy hot, taking all them pills and stuff like that, leave that alone. We got
Yeah.
that. Come to cannabis. Get your CBD for all that. Get you some THC, all that. And like you said, the THC is definitely mellow. That's why I love the THC. Excuse me. I love the THC after a good workout. After a good practice. Go smoke me a nice little bowl of something, relax, and it's awesome. Try it. Do not be afraid. Do not fear it. Even for my consumers, right? My first time beginners, start small. Start small doses. You ain't got to go crazy. Start small doses to where your body can get acclimated to it, and the receptors and all that crazy stuff. So
Yeah.
it's awesome, man.
Delvin, I love that you lead with the education aspect, because you're so right, man. Like how you said, the black community, the brown community, like there's this big stigma, especially with the older generations of like, and
Yes.
I can speak as a Latino, right? Like, you're a marijuano, you smoke grass and you're lazy. Like that's kind of the narrative that a lot of
Yeah.
Latino older people think, and the more that we can educate and show the efficacy and show how this plant can be used with the various cannabinoids in different ways. Like you said, you use a rub for your back, or you'll smoke after a workout to relax,
Relax.
and it's good, man. I really appreciate the advocacy that you're doing for the plant with the platform that you have. And your story is so inspiring, man. I'm one that really tries to focus on having a mental fortitude, a mental toughness, and the sport of wrestling has taught me that. But reading your story, it's like you've taken that to another level, a level where people would say that it's almost impossible for a human to do. So I just want to thank you, man. I want to thank you for everything that you've done and for coming on the show. And I want to leave the floor to you. I mean, is there anything that's on your mind or thing you want to cover before we wrap up?
No, man. Just I want to let the world know. Delvin Breaux is arrived, man. Taking it one day at a time, and I just want to inspire the community. Whether you follow me or not, it's cool. But if you do come across my page, it's just gonna be excitement. You're gonna see a guy working hard. Despite everything I've been through, you're gonna see confidence. So you're gonna see some funny stuff, man. I think I have an interesting life. So it'd be worth to follow. You can follow me at Bro Show 40 on Instagram, Bro Show 24 on Twitter. Um, and yeah, what's up.
Delvin Breaux, really appreciate it again, man. And like we said on Twitter, if you're ever in Dallas in the near future, let's play some golf, man. Hit the
Oh yeah,
links.
indeed, man. Hey, that's where I'm at now, man. I'm trying, bro. Like you're working every day, bro. I be trying to work every day, man.
Same here. I am probably the most inconsistent golfer there is, but we'll
Right.
dial it in one day. So
Yeah, man. I appreciate it, man.
right on, absolutely. Thanks again, and thank you all for listening. Bye.